The knees are one of the most injured joints in all of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Most people nowadays are wearing joint protective gear. And these companies are actually preying on you remaining weak so that you continue to buy these products and become more reliant on these products to provide your knees with a false sense of strength and stability. And it's pretty effective, right? Doesn't make a difference what type of grappler you are, whether you prefer stand-up, whether you prefer pulling guard, whether you prefer playing guard or you're a top plate. It doesn't make a difference, right? There is a requirement because of the demands of jiu-jitsu that goes through the knees that you should be training your legs. The weaker your knees are, the more frequently you must be training your legs, not the more strong of joint protective gear. Protection, safety, that's your survival creature brain doing the talking, and you're doing the listening. Grapplers should train their legs. How you should be training your legs and how I train my legs, just for a little bit of context. For those that are new to the channel, welcome. My name's Paul Green. I'm a former British paratrooper, trained thousands of elite soldiers, but now I train grapplers on my one-to-one online coaching program. I'm a purple belt and I've got 7 years of experience, and as you can probably imagine, with working with grapplers so frequently, injuries end up becoming part of the program, and rehabbing these injuries become a normal part of the program. But during that whole process, one thing develops, because it's impossible to develop a body in which doesn't get injured. However, you can develop a mind that doesn't really care that much if they get injured, because they understand it's an inevitability, it's a potential growth learning opportunity. So you can develop an unbreakable mind, you can't develop an unbreakable body. So if we have an unbreakable mind, longevity within Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu becomes very easy. That's what we do in the program. Anyway, the demands on your knees, right? We push with a certain leg, we pull with a certain leg. We prefer to do triangles on a certain leg. We prefer to pass a certain way. We prefer to put one leg forward when we're standing up. We prefer to shoot with a certain leg. There's just so much complexity, so much reps on a certain leg, so many reps on another leg. But also, there is another training partner that is doing things against our will. So there's a lot of sideways forces, the way they pass Toriando, they're doing all sorts of crazy stuff, right? There is just so much different forces going through the joints, not just the knees, that we can't avoid. And we love the fact that this happens, because it creates thrill, endorphins, dopamine, adrenaline, happiness, laughter. Oh, it just, again, it adds to the flame of jiu-jitsu, right? All of these demands. But if you're not doing anything about them, you're just an idiot. Like, really, realistically, you're just an idiot. I'm going to make myself bigger here. You've got a lot of, and that's not even mentioning the submissions, by the way. You've got heel hooks, which is twisting your knee. So it's a sideways or probably a diagonal force. You've got knee bars, which is hyperextension. You've got calf slices. That can be, I don't know what you call that, maybe hyperflexion. Let me know in the comments. Is it hyperflexion? Where, like, you're in a flex position and then your knee could pop out. Same with the elbows, there's a lot of stuff, arm bars, all the rest of it. It's the same stuff, right? Forces through the joints. And there's times where you're not even in control of the situation. We try and escape these submissions, and again, adding to the beauty of jiu-jitsu, the flame of jiu-jitsu, we love late escapes. We love getting free. We love the fact that we're nearly having, a joint that is broken, but we've managed to escape to safety. It's the ultimate thrill. Somebody's got us, and we wait and wait and wait and wait and wait to tap, and we're just about to tap, but we manage to escape. It's a great feeling, and that feeling should remain for the rest of your life. And the only way it will remain for the rest of your life is if you start to take this shit seriously. So, you've got to think about building the strength of your muscles, joints, ligaments, and bones, right? Which you can do, right? Nobody, doctors, certain physios might think that you can't do this. You can. Anything with blood flow improves in strength, can improve in resilience, right? And that's your bones as well. But the problem is, you've got to a point of your life where you've started neglecting all these things. You've done jiu-jitsu, and you're now getting absolutely battered by this martial art. And, you know, that feeling of getting battered, you know, it's like, oh my God, it's great. It's, you know, it's tough. I feel tough. I feel resilient, you know, all this stuff. Listen, these feelings are real and they're effective in contributing to you neglecting this stuff. There's no joke. You can go into a jiu-jitsu gym and everybody's smiling, everybody's laughing and joking, having a great time. Look at their knees. What are they wearing on their knees? Tell me that they have strong knees. Tell me that they train their legs. They should, and hopefully they do properly. But again, this video is about highlighting to you, if you've got weak knees, if you've got sore knees, injured knees, you need to train them more than once per week, right? So building your body armor. Think about a body armor analogy. Think about a massive knight with all this phenomenal strong body armor. And then think about a frail old man that is not wearing any body armor, that's barely got any clothes on. Who is going to be more resilient in a fight? Obviously the person who has built body armor. Look at the fucking, look. This is all legit. It's all stuff that protects the joints. Muscles attached to tendons, attached to ligaments. They're all linked. It's important stuff. But the current version of you might not think it's important, might not think that they don't want to look like a bodybuilder. Listen, do you want to feel like shit on the mat with weak knees, taking painkillers, taking anti-inflammatories, all that stuff? Do you want to feel like a frail old man every single day? Or do you want to turn it around? That's the real question, and that's the real choice that you have to live with every single day, because it's a choice. Improve capacity, improve capability, or make excuses. Capacity of the knees. A weak knee that is in pain in a certain position is just a knee that is currently incapable of doing that certain position. Now you can work on improving the strength of that. It's just weak. Reframe it in your mind as injury equals weak. So the workout structure, right? So important that you follow the same structure, first and foremost, for multiple months. The sequence of exercises in which you do to strengthen your knees, strengthen your legs. Yeah. The way I like to explain this is an 80-20 rule. So 80% of the movements in which you choose need to allow you as an individual to move your knees through a full range of motion. Now you're thinking, well, straight away, I can't squat through a full range of motion because I haven't got the mobility. Okay, you don't have to do a traditional squat. You could do a variation of the squat which allows your knees to fully bend. And I'm saying get your hamstrings all the way to your calves, full knee bend. And you're like, oh, well, that's going to hurt my knees. It's not going to hurt your knees. Again, variation. Every time it hurts your knees, make the variation a little bit easier. Every time it hurts your knees again, make the variation a little bit easier. And then that's the start point. The traditional things that you see on the internet, social media, if someone's squatting and you try it and it hurts your knees, cool. Do a variation, do a variation, do a variation, do it. And you just keep doing different variation until you've got a start point. And then that variation sequence of regressions then becomes your pathway to building strength until you are at the normal traditional variation and then beyond. Amazing. It's amazing how easy that is. That's I couldn't explain it more easily than that. So in that way, you've just identified your start point, but you've also identified your progression of strength sequence. And your session sequence should be dictated by symptoms. Yeah, symptoms, then ultimately, right, I don't feel any pain on this exercise, cool, I can probably increase it to the next exercise, cool, don't feel any pain. And then you just progress the exercise sequence until you are at the gold standard exercise for the legs, right? So, with that in mind, hopefully you fucking appreciate that. That's gold dust what I've just shared with you, by the way. I'm fucking buzzing that I even remembered that to say that. 80% of the exercises in which you choose must allow for full range of motion. If you're going to the gym now and you're strengthening your legs, or attempting to strengthen your legs, but you're only going halfway down on exercises, ask yourself, if I only do half the way down, am I going to strengthen my knees? Like genuinely, logically, I don't care about feelings or anything like that. Just answer that question. If you don't go all the way down, how can you expect at the point where your knee is beyond 90 degrees, how can you expect the knee to ever get stronger during that part if you don't go there? If you've never built strength there. So as a rule of thumb, make sure the variations of the exercise in which you choose, 80% of those allow the joints to move through their full range of motion so that you're developing strength through the full range of motion, not just going to 90 degrees. Remember, the reason these frigging doctors and physios over the past 10 years have said, you can't go over 90 degrees, it's bad for the knees, or you can't bend your back, or you can't let the knee go over the toe. Weasels to keep you weak. That is fear mongering, and it just keeps your knees weak. It's simple as that, right? Don't believe that shit. Your knees and elbows, everything is supposed to move through a full range of motion. Like it wouldn't move through its full range of motion if it wasn't supposed to be moved through its full range of motion. And the beauty of getting strong and training your legs, you have full control over the situation. You have full control over every millisecond of the movement. You can control how you breathe. You're not getting interrupted by a crazy training partner. You can focus on strengthening your knees, strengthening your legs, so that you're more resilient on the mats. You perform better on the mats, but also you get way less of the adverse effects. But it's not just about that. It's about getting way less of the adverse effects like the next week, next month, next year, for the next few years as a result of your actions today. So we've got the 80% full range of motion, variation that allows full range of motion. That's going to be a bit of self-identification for yourself, a bit of trial and error. You could probably figure that out in one session alone. What exercises you're going to do. 2 quad dominant exercises, 2 hamstring dominant exercises, and then 20% of exercises that you like the feel of. Yeah. So we've all got different shapes and size bodies. Your preference might be different to my preference. You might like a glute bridge finisher. I might like a single leg exercise. You know, personal preference. And it's important that, it's important that you are ticking the feelings box, because developing your physical capabilities is for the most part a logical endeavour. If you are repulsed by anything that I'm saying, it's because the creature, the 1.0 grappling person that's keeping you in survival mode, is dictating your life. If this stuff repulses you, you're living in survival mode. And the whole purpose of this channel is to get you out of survival mode. Get you into that elite way of thinking. Yeah, so the 20%, good feelings. Good hormones from the exercise. One of the exercises, fucking feels mint that. Could be a leg press. Yeah? Where you're able to stack loads of weight on, not necessarily full range of motion, but you're just pumping the legs, the quads, the glutes. Yeah? Don't worry too much about 20, personal preference. You choose. And finish on that as well. But the priority is the full range of motion that's going to strengthen your joints fully. Hopefully that makes sense. 1.0 grappler, the one that is repulsed by everything that I say on this channel. It's just a part of your brain that you are listening to. And if you choose to listen to it, you're going to continue to be repulsed by the words that I say. The 1.0 grappler doesn't have time to improve his physical capabilities. He's got a million excuses. It's not a priority for him. Improving his physical capabilities is not a priority for him. He is constantly at battle with other people's priorities, not his own priorities. Why doesn't he train legs when it's uncomfortable for his knees? He wants to keep himself comfortable, which ironically will keep him uncomfortable. Lives in fear around the idea of training legs, like I've said. If it hurts him to walk up and down stairs, he should just get a stair lift and avoid walking up and down stairs. He should just use a lift. That's the mentality. That's the mentality of the survival part of the brain. It's not you, it's not your identity, and it's not your future. It only is if you choose to listen to the survival part of your brain, the creature, the 1.0 creature mindset. I call it a creature because it is a fucking creature and it's infected your brain. It's dictating your life. Wears compression gear as a safety crutch. Instead of strengthening their knees, they wear something that gives them the perception of strength and stability. They take medication, painkillers, anti-inflammatories. They believe age is the real reason. They believe the martial art is this is just the way it is. It's part of jiu-jitsu. These are all beliefs. This is how you think. This is how you problem solve. This is also the contagious beliefs in which will be your family's beliefs, your kids' beliefs, your missus's beliefs, everything. Excuses. Doesn't have time. How can you preach about good health, having strength, if you're currently riddled by the creature mindset? I love this. The lottery ticket analogy. You know, we all wonder why, certain. This is just part of the blaming yourself. How many people have you heard that complain, they visualize winning the lottery and they're like, oh, I'll buy this, but they've never actually bought a lottery ticket? And I talk about the only way your joints get to feel good is if you strengthen them. So why don't you start thinking about what it's going to feel like and what things you could do as a result of your legs feeling better every single day, and then buy a ticket? Because if my knees felt way better, or if I could walk up the stairs without pain, I'd be able to start going up the mountains. I'd start taking the kids here, there, and everywhere. I'd be more active on holidays. I'd be able to do mountain biking again. These are you visualizing the result of reduced symptoms, improved capacity, improved strength. But you're not willing to buy the ticket, and the ticket is you consistently showing up to develop your strength of your legs. Even if you're guard-pulling maniac. The world owes you nothing. You have to take full responsibility and blame yourself for the reason that you are in your current situation. The main excuses: no time, family, work. I've literally created everything. I've created every solution to every excuse that you can think of. But it doesn't make a difference. You don't want it. You don't want the solution because your mindset is not there. I've talked to thousands of men over the past probably 12 months, right? And they literally say, oh, I don't have time. I'm like, well, how much time do you have? They're like, oh, 20 minutes. There's a 20-minute workout. They don't do it. They don't do it because their mindset doesn't want to do it, because their mindset doesn't believe it's beneficial, doesn't believe it's useful, doesn't believe it's going to... The mindset's fucked. They're living in the survival brain that is repulsed by the idea of following a structure to develop their physical capabilities, to make themselves uncomfortable, to make themselves stronger, make themselves more resilient. It doesn't make a difference. I can literally solve all of your problems. However, it's up to you to solve the mindset problem. How you think, how you believe, and how you look forward with enthusiasm and optimism. The choice. The real fundamental thing, this is a training legs video, right? The creature will go to the next video. You'll get another 5 exercises and stay comfortable. Enjoy the dopamine. See you in a bit. And the elite mindset just starts to take action. Like, looks in the mirror and goes, today's the day. I'm going to do some fucking strength training. I'm going to strengthen my legs. Even if it's in the garden, even if it's in the garage, even if it's in my bedroom, I'm going to start. But fundamentally, it requires you to look in the mirror, look at your current thoughts and beliefs, and use them as reasons why you're currently sat in this situation. Remember, this fucking creature wants you to survive. That's all he cares about. Every calorie, every meal that he wants to eat is the maximum amount of calories. Every drink that he wants to drink is the maximum amount of calories. Literally doesn't think that you will ever get fed again. So all of these things are flowing through the creature's brain. I want you to thrive. So me and him fucking disagree with each other. Hard. Survival only gives a fuck about survival, doesn't give a fuck about the next 5 minutes of your life. All it cares about is but you have a choice. You have a choice to listen to him or listen to me. And that's exactly what we do on our longevity program, where we address the mindset, the character, the beliefs, the problem solving first. Because without that, everything else is going to fall to shit, right? Simple as that. You might think that, you know, the world owes you consistent results. Do you know what I mean? You've done the best training program in the world. You've trained your legs before. You've got strong. You've got shredded. You've lost loads of fat. You've improved the amount of muscle mass that's on your frame. You haven't been injured in a while. But fundamentally, if you believe that you are a creature, you live like a creature, you need to snap out of that first. So yeah, the choice is to the next video or down below, link in the description. Take action. Longevity program. Systematic one-on-one coaching for grapplers who think long term.